This is a special little recording we're doing, a little bonus to celebrate the holidays and the new year. It's something that we wanted to do last year, but ended up forgetting or being too busy or something. But I proposed to everybody that we would get randomly assigned, like a Secret Santa type thing, one other host of Read Play Game, and we would do a little brief recording of our favorite role-playing moment from them. It could be role-playing. I specified that it could be role-playing or just creating. So there might be a variety of stuff in here. Now, when I proposed the idea, my thought was that it would just be from this year, but I didn't specify that. And upon receiving the recordings, I realized that people had taken it to mean of the whole podcast, which is fine because we didn't do it last year, and I'm glad that we've included the some previous stuff. So all of that is to say, you're going to hear us, little brief clips of us just, if you're not interested in this self-indulgent stuff, that's fine. But we thought it would be fun for us and maybe fun for you just to celebrate what we've done so far. It's been 2 years. So I'll start. Hi, Anish. I thought a little bit about some of my favorite moments of yours on the podcast, and I would like to take this opportunity to celebrate them a little bit. I'm admittedly doing this later than all the other hosts, and I did sneak a peek at Tori's because I kind of figured out by intuition that they had me, and I was nosy. And I noticed that they did an honorable mentions, which I'm going to do a bit here because I really do there's a lot that Anish has brought to the podcast that has been really nice. But really what stands out to me character-wise was I'm not really... I don't have a specific moment or anything, but I've just recently re-listened to Heart, and I really enjoyed the character. I really enjoyed Nox as a character a lot more, which is really impressive considering that I think Anish said he did zero prep for that one. But it was a very interesting and different direction, and I think was a nice little support for Grex's more extensive backstory, and I think that you embodied that very well.
They called me other, but down here, I see the truth. Flesh, bones. That's all there is. Nothing separates you, all of you, and I. Down there, well, I don't know what's down there, but I think it's better than up there.
I think you're right. I'll follow you, wherever this next adventure takes us.
Also, I see you're down on yourself. Just know, if I threw you in this hole right now, it would be worth a lot.
But really what, role-playing wise, I would love to highlight that to me is just so obvious is Varun. Because I just feel like Varun is definitely is my favorite character of Anish's, which I'm biased because I was the GM, and I always love characters that I GM more than any other characters. But it's so interesting that we've gotten to see him grow over 2 years, and I know that Emma and I role played him for the second episode of the second play episode of Kids on Bikes. But I was so much of the planning for Kids on Bikes Part 2, the return rather, was informed by Anish's choices going into it with Varun, and just the decisions that he made for Varun, the trajectory of Varun's story. And I just thought it was so interesting. And I also really love that Varun is such a distinct character, but also, I mean, you can see so much of Anish in it. And I just love the way that Anish lives and exists in that. I mean, the opening scene of Kids on Bikes, the return, just with him and Shadow in the water, and then contrasted with him in the water at the end of that first little bit of it, and him at oh my God, the funeral. What a bold choice. The funeral and also his confrontation with Brett. Sorry, guys. I just realized this is all spoilers for Kids on Bikes, but just what... both such bold decisions that I was not expecting, and just were so significant to the character, and really showed that he was living in it authentically in a way that was really, really dope. IMO.
I'm hugging him and I whisper into his ear, I know what you are. And then I let go.
You're gonna die.
Why?
I'm smile.
And I you, my friend. And he's going to turn. Hope the
Wait,
shoulder's
what?
healing up well.
I hope the light finds you.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But beyond that, I mean, that is probably some of my favorite moments from Anish in this year and throughout our podcast. But I want to highlight, but you all know, I cannot compliment enough Anish's jamming skills. And he did some pretty like huge back-to-back games this year. He did Wander Home and Slug Blaster, and both of those were some of my favorite experiences. Especially Wander Home, I thought I really liked the way he embodied each character that was like tailored for each of us. You know, like that moment. And again, I'm biased toward this because it was my moment primarily, but with Oreo and that other, I don't remember the name of it, but the other, like the god character or whatever it was.
And you see now, Oreo, you're in Pip's shoulder, Cass is playing with you, Lala, all of you are together, and Milky kind of just takes a few steps back from the group. It's okay. I get it, though.
I think that Anish really hears the characters that people bring to the table, and I think he really effectively makes sure that everyone has a voice. And so, Anish, I'm looking forward to both the characters you embody coming in the coming year, and also the stories that you set up for us, because you are immensely talented. Excited to be at your table.
Yay, secret play game. When I think about the person that I drew, and I am focusing on role play moments. When I think about the person that I drew, the biggest things that come to mind are really incredible vocal choices and commitment, and then these very dropped in, grounded character arcs. And the first thing that comes to mind with that, with specifically the vocal moments, is I still have not gotten over the dragon in Jamais Vu. The reveal of what the dragon's voice was, and this gives it away. Hi, Margot. Yeah, I got Margot. But the reveal of the dragon's voice in Jamais Vu was so funny and terrifying. Like, having that kind of kiddie, like, childish media in a scary setting was so very effective. And I don't know that it was, like, the immediate thought. Like, I wasn't expecting the dragon to sound like that.
Oh, hi there, Desmond. I'm really happy you came to see me today.
And then as far as those kind of dropped in character arcs, I think that we obviously see that a lot with Mandy. Margaret did a fantastic job of remembering Mandy's fears and motivations throughout both arcs and keeping that at the forefront. But I would say that there's another character that even more so very much encapsulates the vocal choices and those dropped in character arcs, and that's Bridget Bagsworthy, babe. Bridget Bagsworthy knew what she was about. Bridget Bagsworthy was going through hell and keep on moving, you know? Like, she... I think that in a game like Troika especially, where you're being, like, thrown for a loop a lot, and, like, there's all these random aspects, having that hard stance of, like, I know what I want and I know where I'm gonna, like, I know what I need to do to get it, was so very effective in both moving the story along and, like, keeping Bridget a fully realized character throughout all the craziness. Like, I know that there was character bleed there of, like, everyone was frustrated, and that was coming through in real life too, but it always felt very Bridget in the game. Like, it was Bridget going through that too. And then I also wanted to shout out just a couple of little ones. Like, I think that Margot's fantastic at, like, jumping on a bit and going with the group immediate thoughts with that are getting on board the fucked my wife bit in An Altogether Different River, just like jumping on that immediately.
All right, well, you know, what's wrong with me being a little bit charming? You know, like, it's not like you've done it in any period of time at all.
And the Renorox interaction is still one of my favorite player character interactions in general. It was so funny to watch. And then a couple one-liners that really stick with me are, of course, in Wander Home, the mama said you have to rub yourself, and the mama always said you have to rub yourself. No, because the realization in the no is so very funny. Like, oh, I just said that.
Mama Snake always told me when I was growing up that you just needed to rub yourself. No, sorry.
Hello.
You just needed.
Hey.
Sorry.
What?
Hey.
And then last but certainly not least, as the editor on the episode, I know that this was probably the longest that we've been derailed by laughter. And that was in Goblin Errands, when Gatos made the joke about Tofu eating the mom. And Margot said, well, she was my mom, not my friend. And literally, I think I had to cut out maybe 8 minutes of laughter.
So, okay, you want to eat those, but you're not going to eat this one.
Well, this is my friend.
All right, you do need one.
Did you not eat your mother?
Well, she was my mom, not my friend.
Oh,
Real.
Preach.
Real.
Oh my gosh.
And
I do think that Tofu gets the focus for that one.
Yeah.
Take it.
So yes, well, I guess it's not Merry Christmas. It's happy end of the year. Happy another year of Replay Game. Replay Game 100 years.
Hello, hello. This is Anish with a very important announcement. My Secret Santa is none other than Emma. I'm so happy that I got Emma. And it gives me a little bit of time to talk about how much I appreciate them. Not only does Emma put in hours and hours of work editing episodes and creating edits upon edits upon edits, social media, not only are they doing all that, they're doing tons of prep before sessions, really leading us in organizing. And to be honest, I think the most impactful thing is they continuously remind me to have fun with this process. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so it's really, really nice to have somebody who values me not only as a collaborator, but as a friend. That being said, Emma is in her bag this year. Some of her most iconic characters, Troika, crazy. As a player, Troika was my favorite game to play in terms of chaos. I ended up killing my character, and the character that I created last minute, it turned out to be one of the most fun experiences I've ever had. But if I'm to spotlight just one character moment Emma had this past year, it would definitely have to go to Sammy B in Slug Blaster. For those who know, you know. I'm specifically referring to the micro interaction that Sammy B has with Dog Burgers, one of the characters from the other faction. It is crazy how much chemistry this character has with this other character in a split second.
Hey, Dog Burger, your scythe, sick as fuck. How about we save all this energy, this incredible competitive energy, out on the course, you know? I'm excited to see what you can do, and I hope that you'll see what we can do.
Are you trying to say something? Huh?
I would love to give you
How
my
about you
number.
cut to the chase or I'll cut you?
I would love to give you my number, if that's okay with you.
And the funniest thing, the boldest character choice is when Ahmed just fully decided that Sammy B was head over heels for this character, and it's just so funny in hindsight.
I'm gonna follow you to the ends of the earth and make sure you never step foot in this city again.
You're gonna follow me to the end of the earth?
That's not what I meant. No.
Listen, I'd scribble it. I don't have paper. Can I write it on your arm?
Yeah, this was a great year for Read Play Game, and it wouldn't be possible without Emma. So thank you.
Happy holidays, readers, players, gamers. I am so excited to celebrate my Secret Santa favorite role-playing moments, which is Jess. Obvious honorable mentions for my favorite Jess role-playing are the egghead quip back and forth. I had a lot of fun in Mothership with our dynamic and, whatever, romancing that character. But I just thought, how did you know how much I like eggs? Was so freaking clever, cracked me up.
Who is Egghead someone who hasn't arrived yet? Is that a name of another crew member?
Oh, Jonathan, Corporal Hudson is calling you Egghead as a form of endearment, I believe. It promotes camaraderie upon the ship to have nicknames. My own name is a nickname.
Tracy is a nickname.
How did you know how much I like eggs?
Honorable mention number 2, you should have thought about that before you fucked my wife. Such a classic.
And anytime he's near your yard, there's all these hazards out, things that he could eat that he shouldn't be eating, and I just don't understand. You hate animals? What's wrong with you?
Maybe you should have thought about that before you fucked my wife.
And I know there's recency bias, so I was trying to go through older arcs to really take everything in. My favorite role-playing moment with Jess between the two of us has got to be Sweet Petunia, little brother moment in Eyes on the Prize. It's about an hour and 27 minutes in. I just had such a good time trolling her, and I thought it was just a really fun dynamic that I enjoyed.
I'm sorry.
But Violet, you
so
hate
forward.
kisses.
You asked. If you do not want to know what went down, don't ask what went down, little brother.
But my favorite roleplay character ever from Jess, which also probably includes my favorite fan art that we've ever commissioned, and honestly, it might be my favorite arc in general, is Tanner from Slug Blaster. So I am a Secret Santa Slug Blaster super fan. A couple of my favorite moments are Tanner doing the double birds to the recruitment person. I thought it was just so funny as a motif.
Can I say that as I was backing away from Kinsey, just as a detail, I was double flipping off because I don't think that I know what that means. I think that I just do that. I don't know it. I just know that that's what cool people do. So I'm always fucking flipping people off.
Also, when we're doing the cleanup, talking with Sammy B about trying to get Gummy Worm a job at Burger Man, there's a moment where Tanner's like, well, can I talk to someone?
I can't hire people, Tantrum.
Then what do you do?
I bring the burgers out.
Can I talk to someone?
And both of the Burger Man NPCs crack me up. My kid is crying. And, hey, we've got a line of about 15 people. Also, just the editing is sick in this entire arc. Both Anish's narration and, the tone that Anish keeps. The music, when the music stops. I just really enjoy listening to this arc and re-listening. Some of what makes Tanner stand out for me in contrast with other role-playing characters that Jess has done. I love that Tanner doesn't curse, and that was something that Jess had kept up with throughout the whole thing.
Where's Slug Blast?
Yeah, you fucking bet. I mean, sorry, I don't think Tanner curses. Rewind. Yeah, you bet.
And Tanner just has great protagonist energy, so earnest and positive. And then, are you kidding? The Meta Slug finale at the finish line of the Wilkies competition. I just loved the tone, and I loved Tanner's role in that dynamic. So for me, it's got to be N. And also honorable mention from Slug Blaster arc is when she played Sammy B's father, and at the end I play the mother. I go, can you believe this? And she goes, it's sick. Like, that one really freaking cracked me up. I'm really looking forward to cracking up.
Can you believe this?
It's sick.
Shout out to Jess. Shout out to all our readers, players, gamers. Hope this was fun to listen to. Let us know your favorite moments as well.
Thinking of my favorite role-playing moment from Tori is kind of tough. I think for me, it's always a joy to play with them, regardless of whether I'm role-playing as well or GMing. But I think of all of the things we've done over the past 2 years, I think I've started to notice a pattern with Tori and the way they do their characters. A lot of the times, it's a kind of rabble-rouser. It's a little bit of an agent of chaos, in a way. And it's always so fun to play with it and to work with it in the context of whatever game we're doing. And I think of all of those moments, of all of those fun, interesting role-playing decisions, my favorite, and the one I continue going back to and continue thinking about to this day, is honestly probably Zach Gordon from Executive Decision. While there are other examples like Colt and Mothership, Siggy in Kids on Bikes, or Louie in Masks, honestly, I really think Zach Gordon might be my favorite, not only because of the way Tori utilized him as a character as a role-playing opportunity, but in terms of the way he served as a focus and a bouncing off point for all of the rest of us playing along in the game.
Welcome, everyone. I'm excited for another productive day of governmental decision making. Now, I know we were supposed to meet today to decide what to change the national anthem to, but something's come to my attention.
Because I feel like every single decision that Tori made as Zach Gordon not only was funny and entertaining as a singular character, but also helped all of the rest of us be more entertaining and funny as a result of their decisions.
My head is spinning. I want each of you to take 1 minute, give me your elevator pitch, and tell me exactly what you think we should do.
And I think Executive Decision was an interesting game because in the conceptualization of it, I don't think it was necessarily seen in a similar vein to many of the other RPGs we've done throughout this series, whether it be world building or, traditional role-playing stuff like Kids on Bikes or Mothership, etc., that have sort of a structure like a GM or, even a world-building game. In that Executive Decision, I feel like the role of the moderator, the role of, in this case, the president, I think can go one of two ways. And I feel like instead of being more passive and relaying the information to us as the timer dictated when we were playing the game, Tori used the opportunity as Zach Gordon to not only interject fun and interest into the role and into the game context.
Mr. President, let me take
You've been speaking a whole lot.
All right, hold. So, Secretary Greenhorn, did you say Purple Mountain Majesty earlier? Was that a Crayola color?
That is.
Are you familiar with the song?
Are you familiar with the song?
I think it also just made it easier for all of us, and I can speak for myself, to have fun with it as well. Because I can certainly say from experience that a lot of the time, especially when you're recording stuff, and at that time we were still, I think, getting more used to the process of it. We were in the role of doing this podcast for a good bit. But at this point, I think Tori steering the ship in a way with that made it so much easier and more comfortable to just have fun and not have to worry.
See the president's hands. The president would like to speak.
So, I would like to hear from the vice president.
Thank you.
But if I may, I have a question for you, Secretary Joseph, to ponder while we hear what the vice president says.
Because I think at some point it really became less about, oh, we're role playing this, and more about, oh, I'm having fun and genuinely arguing a feeling because of the way they just made it seem so natural and easy and inhabited that character in a way that I think was both organic and incredibly funny.
Agreeing to the outline plan is poison now that it's been widely dissented. Nope. Ooh, good guy. 3 years in office, you really just get complacent. All right. Agreeing to the outline...
You've got people to read for you.
Thank you. I was elected to read, not to lead. Whoa. Whoa.
I think you got those mixed
and
up.
Not to speak, apparently.
It's always a joy to be able to play alongside them. And I'm so grateful that I get that opportunity. And I can't wait for many more years doing the same. Love you, Tori. Thank you for everything.